another day in the Tool Station Western League where 6th place Shepton Mallet take on 2nd place Mousehole. There was some doubt over whether this fixture would take place today, but to be fair, the pitch is looking in decent condition. Home side Shepton have actually not got a victory in each of their last 7 Western League games. That's 6 draws and 1 defeat. Mousehole, however, come here knowing they can go top of the league for the first time this season, and if they do so, it would be their 14th straight league win under Jake Ash. Reece, Shepton Mallet away, one of the stronger sides in the division. How are you feeling coming into the fixture?
Excited, if I'm honest. I'm looking forward to it, especially after our last game, 4-0 win. Come off on the bench and scored, so hopefully I can get going today.
You mentioned that you scored. You've been in the goals a bit now off the bench. You know, how are you feeling personally at the moment in terms of how your performances are going?
I feel good. I don't want to score too much coming off the bench because it might become a habit. But yeah, I am feeling really good. Feeling a lot sharper. Obviously, I had a couple of weeks off, but got back on it straight away, and now we're on the final push.
It's half-time here between Shepton Mallet and Mousehole, and it's 0-0 at the break. Despite the fact it's 0-0, those fans had plenty to cheer about in that first half. It's been quite tense, quite intense, with chances at both ends. Shepton Mallet certainly could have taken the lead. Mousehole towards the end of the half with chances too. Like I say, their tempers flaring, chances at either end. And in that second half, Jake Ash's team will be looking to get a massive 3 points in their season. All to play for here though, 0-0 at half-time. Mousehole went behind in the 53rd minute when Shepton forward Danny Constable poked in at the back post, but the Seagulls found their equaliser just 15 minutes later when Mark Goldsworthy finished off the rebound of a Jack Calver free kick. Moments later, Shepton Mallet restored their lead through Josh Jenkins, but Hayden Turner's teasing delivery just 2 minutes later was bundled in at the back post by Reece Thompson, levelling the scoring once more. The last 15 minutes were frantic and tense, and when Jack Calver was brought down inside the penalty area in the 90th minute, Mousehole were presented with a golden opportunity to take the lead for the first time in the game. Hayden Turner converted the resulting spot kick, leading to great celebrations on the Mousehole bench, but Shepton were able to conjure up a 95th minute equaliser as the points were shared on a crazy afternoon in the Western League. 3-3 the final score. Goldie, game full of emotions, up and down. Looked as though we'd won it at the end. Talk us through your assessment of the game.
Old cliche, but it was a proper game of 2 hours, wasn't it? 0-0 at half time. We weren't really at it. And then second half, the game just went wild, end to end, it's a bit like a basketball game, really. So it's the emotion of football, isn't it? The highs of scoring in the last couple of minutes, and then the naivety not to close a game out. We've been good with it this season. We've been really good with closing games out, coming back from losing positions, and it shows the mettle in the group. But look, like you just said, it is a minor bump and it's a hard place to come. So looking back, we would have said at 2-1 down, we'd take a point. So yeah, very mixed emotion right now.
Of course, to come here, you know, 13 wins in the spin, looking to make it 14, it feels more frustrating, especially after losing in the last minute. But 7 games left now for the rest of the season. You know, what would be your message to the group as well as one of the senior players?
Just keep doing what we're doing, you know. We've proven so many times this season we can bounce back. And at the end of the day, like I said, we might look back and a point here is a very good point. I know we've had a good record here. So I think we just need to keep being us. Keep doing what we're doing. You know, keep a smile on our face, because that winning run's ridiculous no matter what level you're at. And I think every winning run has to stop somewhere. And a draw is a better result than a defeat. So we just keep plugging away. Look, we've got 7 more games. I'm not thinking too far ahead. The next one's Wellington, and that is going to be equally as hard up there. So yeah, one at a time and see where it takes us.
Cheers, Goldie.
Thank you, mate.
Jake, 0-0 at half-time, 3-3 at full-time. Must be a difficult one for you to put into words, but can you try and give us your assessment of a crazy end to the game?
Yeah, end to end to the game. Not really. Thought the game was won. The game was won. Not going to talk about officials. But yeah, the game was there to be won, and I just felt like we gave them a chance to get back into it. I mean, they never should have. You know, I just felt we were always going to score second half. You know, and then we conceded a weak goal, poor goal, and then we got ourselves 3-2 up, and just have to see it out. I mean, not to concede in the 6th minute of injury time. Not sure where all that 6 came from. It's disappointing. But at the start of the season, this is one of the most difficult places to go, and if you get a point here, you're happy. But to lose it in the last minute is a bit of a sickener. But unbeaten run carries on. Character of the team. I mean, you know, to stay in that game, dominate the game like they did second half, and get their noses back in front after being behind for so long. It says everything I need to know about them, and I'm not as disappointed as I am in the moment. I know tomorrow I'll feel happy about the group and know that they're in a good place still.
Jake, you said so many times in these post-match interviews there'll be weeks when we slip up. It just hasn't happened for so long, and 13 in a row has been so incredible. Does that make it more frustrating today? And then also, what would be your message now? Last 7 games, is this just a hurdle to get over?
Yeah, no, football doesn't work. You just don't keep winning games. To win 13 is ridiculous. So we're always going to drop points. Everyone knows that, and everyone around us will drop points. And just to lose it, I guess, drop the points in the way we did is a bitter blow. But it's always going to happen. We haven't lost the game, and I think at times in the second half when we were 2-1 down, you'd have taken a draw. My message to the boys is that nothing changes. I'm disappointed with the goals we've conceded, and I've told them that. But nothing's changed about them as a group. We weren't great first half, but for second half we were well in charge. So nothing's changed. I'm not worried, and I know actually tomorrow I think I'll feel quite positive about it. I just in the moment just feel disappointed because I felt like something went against us at the end there.
It's full time here between Shepton Mallet and Mousehole, and an absolute cracker in the Toolstation Western League. It ends 3-3 here, 1 point each for both sides. Jake Ash's team looked as though they'd won it very late on after coming back twice from behind in the second half with a late Hayden Turner penalty, but Shepton Mallet down the other end got a 95th minute equaliser. Incredible scenes here in both benches, to be fair, and at the end of a massive game in the Western League, it ends 3-3. Mousehole's first draw after 13 straight league wins, but it's just a bump in the road for Jake Ash's team. 7 games remaining now in the Western League as they push on